Hey guys, this is Mike from Deep Wood Forceval here with Scott on camera. Hi. That's him. And we're here at the local game store. This is the deck profile video. We're doing the deck that was just featured in our recent Jank Tank video. Unfortunately, I wish that I had played against something jankier, but you know what? It's cool.
Yeah.
I was happy with the deck. So this is Millium Fairy Tale, mid-range, combo, whatever you want to call it. Roller's Millium, he's got Judgment of 3, 1 white, 1 void. He energizes for 1, and then his ability is that you may pay the attribute cost of any fairy tale resonator with Light Will. So, any of your fairy tales, no matter what color they are, you can pay for them as long as you have Light Will. He flips into Millium, Voice of New Generation. When he comes into play, you put the top card of Magic Stone deck into your field, not rested, so you can use it immediately, which is great. He keeps that ability where you can pay the cost of any fairy tale resonator with Light Will, which is awesome. And then whenever he attacks or blocks, you force, roll a die, and then you put X 100 counters on him, X +1/+1 counters on him for the result of that roll. I hate the way they word that, but so you can become and those counters actually stack. So as long as you keep attacking and blocking, he gets bigger and bigger. So he starts snowballing out of control eventually, which is great. So obviously the deck's fairy tale based, and of course knowing that he can let you pay anything with Light Will, our stone lineup is 20 light stones. Put the shiny one at the top here.
I can't wait to go home and watch this video.
So we've got 20 light stones here. No more, no less. No more because it's not allowed. No less because why? So with that, you'll never be mana stuck because you cannot be mana stuck by any means whatsoever. Moving on to the main deck, we've got 4 Perceval. Perceval's there to search out the very few regalia this deck has, but also other Knights of the Round Table, including herself, which is great. It's just a consistent card, a really good light 1-drops, definitely worth a spot in the deck. 4 Dreaming Girl Wendy. Wendy's just a phenomenal card. Whenever another resonator enters the board, she recovers herself, which means that you can get multiple attacks in if you keep swarming up fairy tales. She has +2/+2 as long as you only control, a magic stone and no special magic stones. Spoiler: we have 20 light stones, so she will always be a 4/5. And as long as you control Peter Pan, she cannot be targeted for attacks, and she has flying, which is amazing. So, good card. Very good card. The reason that mono white decks are incredible is Soul, because when you play Soul, you get a card out of your deck. It's basically Grail 2.0 with double the stats, as long as you're playing mono white stones. So, very, very good card. I would not play any mono white deck without it, and it's the reason that Millium is actually one of my favorite mono white rulers at the current point in time. More fairy tales. We got 2 Eternal Boy Peter Pan. Peter Pan's text would probably just say search out Wendy from your deck, but there are other 1-cost fairy tales. He's a 5/6 flying, so it's just like a lot of stats for 3 mana. He can recover Wendy's that are already in because it's a fairy tale, and you just board with another fairy tale. So just a very strong card and really nice to just be able to grab stuff out of your deck. 3 Jack climbing the Beanstalk, along with him 2 Skyscraper Giant. The Jack Giant combo has become a little more apparent, especially with Perceval being as strong as it is, being able to get flying and swiftness. So having the Jack here to bring out the Giants, sometimes even hardcast the Giants, because you tend to ramp through your mana really quickly, just really helps out with the deck's consistency and gives you an edge against more control-based decks. So definitely a very nice combo of cards, definitely worth trying out if you haven't gotten the chance to. More fairy tales. 2 Captain Hook. Captain Hook is really, really strong in any matchup that isn't Percia. Unfortunately, Percia is the meta, so Captain Hook is not as strong. Still, putting stones back is really strong. Putting back resonators in your opponent's hand. If they summon a giant and you can't target with a chance, you just toss it back in their hand. So, to the fairy tales, so you can pay for them with that. And then the last fairy tale we play is 1 Earthfallen Giant. This is just the 1-up tech card that I've been using for burst damage. It's a 15/15 with swiftness, and at the end of the turn it banishes itself. So it's really pretty cheap for its cost. And it comes with swiftness, and it comes with other cards to just, destroy things. Moving on to the non-fairy tales, we got 1 Bedivere and 1 Arthur. These are both some of our searchable targets off of Perceval. Bedivere is really good for dealing with giants, as an Augie, any of the sort. And Arthur is just a big body that a lot of decks can't really get past, so very strong cards. We also play the Angel package, 1 Celestial Wing Seraph and 2 Arla the Lightwing. Social Wing Seraph searching at Arla is amazing because Social Wing Seraph gets pseudo barrier because Arla gives the barrier to flying resonators, and if you get 2 Arlas on board, it's a soft block because both of them gain barrier. So all of it's really strong, and Arla also has like 3 other effects. It's crazy. So definitely worth it if you're trying to ramp through your Lightstones. Going past your resonators, we'll play 5 Regalia, 3 Deathscythe because I don't like Perceval, and 2 Laevateinn because I like dealing damage. Pretty standard stuff. You want to search these out with Perceval as much as you can. Deathscythe in the early game will prevent you from dying as quickly to Perceval, so having those available is really, really nice. And also, I mentioned the snowballing effect with Millium earlier in the video. Giving it swiftness allows you to start snowballing faster than you would have before, so definitely worth the shot. So 2 Dreams of Flight. This is a quick cast Remnant card that gives a Resonator flying and also can boost stats based on a die roll. So having these is really important for, say, just buffing something up to make sure that you can swing for game. Putting this on Jack climbing the Beanstalk so that you're guaranteed flying, so you can swing and grab a giant out of your deck is really, really strong. The fact that it has Remnant is incredible. So this is all in all is just a very strong card for any point in the game. Definitely worth 2 Fs. 2 Magic Suites. Quick cast, give something barrier and +2/+2. Really good when you're trying to lock out the Jack climbing the Beanstalk combos. Really good when you're trying to just swing with Jack and they're like, oh, I'm going to target it with this. No, you ain't. So, very, very strong card. Quick cast, just extra stuff going on. Because you have a lot of light will, so why not have quick cast cards to abuse it? And then the last card is Amaterasu's Foresight, because I don't like dying to Perceval and other janky combos. So this is here to prevent that if you get to the point of the game where you have 2 mana open, where you can avoid those combos. So, very strong quick cast. And that's the entire deck. This has been the janky deck that I built. Obviously this deck's going to be way better when Lapis Cluster is the only cluster available because you won't have as much speed into the game, you won't have as much ridiculous combos, control's going to lose a little bit, and this deck's still going to be just mid-range as possible, so mid-range is going to be good. That's pretty much all I have to say about the deck. It's pretty straightforward, it's fun to play, try it out if you haven't already, and this has been Mike from Deep Wood, signing out.